How's it going, boys? My name is JO3 and welcome back to JO2, another, one of these sort of videos. And this one, may pertain to a lot of you. I know the esports one was my best, view-wise and attention-wise. So, similar topic for this video, let's get into it. So, obviously, most people will give the same advice. Should you start streaming? I'm going to talk more particular in the Twitch side, but I'll also cover YouTube and I guess Facebook gaming, although there's nothing there. It's Facebook gaming. You shouldn't do Facebook gaming. You really only have Twitch or YouTube, and there's a few smaller alternatives as well, but those are the two I'll cover, I guess. So most people are going to go to Twitch, and it's the reasonable thing to do. I'm going to tell you all of the pros and cons, I would say, for Twitch itself. Twitch has the best interface for streamers. Out of it and YouTube, at least. Obviously, I'm not too familiar with any of the smaller alternatives. I know D Live. I used to mess around with that as a little bit. Never streamed on it, but like as a viewer, I messed around a little bit when it first, I guess came out or whatever. But I haven't really messed with it since, so I don't know anything about that. For Twitch, it has the best UI, like I said. In my opinion, has slightly, and I mean slightly, better discoverability than YouTube streaming. YouTube streaming specifically. YouTube as a whole beats Twitch in terms of discoverability. If we're talking just streaming, it's slightly better. The other pro I'd say is you're going to meet a lot more, familiar streamers or streamers of similar interest on Twitch. You're more likely to be able to find smaller streamers. You can rank games from low to high in terms of viewership or high to low or recommend it for you or whatever. You can find some cool streamers. It's a bit easier to find people you want to watch. I don't really watch a lot of Twitch, but I could help for some people. And honestly, in my experience, the only other, you could argue as a pro or con is people prefer Twitch when it comes to watching streams. But that can also go as a con. And I have a lot of cons, which will probably be a majority of them, rest of the video before I get to the ultimate decision here. Cons, just to list off, off the top of my head, it's Twitch. They have nothing but terrible decisions to make. And do not care about anyone except the top 1% of their platform, because that's who makes them money. They will never do anything that'll benefit you as a smaller creator, especially starting out. It's nearly impossible to be found, even if it's slightly better than YouTube streaming. I'll quickly cover YouTube streaming at the end of this segment, but Twitch, it's not you get stuck in one game. That's what I'm trying to get across. You're gonna get stuck in one thing. Whichever does the best for you is what you're gonna get, fucked over, and you're gonna have to do it. You're gonna have to do that if you want anyone to be able to see your stuff, because people come for, specific things. Twitch will only push you when they start seeing you getting those views for that one specific thing. And if you do anything else, you're going to see all your stats go down, and Twitch is going to care even less than the tiny speck of care they gave you when you were doing well, basically. I know it's kind of all rambly, but this part wasn't really scripted. I just want to go off the cuff for this segment of the video. So I'll quickly cover YouTube gaming. Every point stands, except their UI is a lot worse, and they aren't as controversial every single week. They seem to slightly care just a bit more, but YouTube streaming is still very far behind the optimization Twitch does have. I'll give them that, and the features they have. So until YouTube streaming catches up, Twitch is still the better option. So for that verdict, if you are going to start streaming, stream on Twitch. But back to the main question, should you start streaming right now? Honestly, even if you're stuck on a console or something, or maybe even mobile. I don't know how bad mobile streaming is, but believe me, I did console streaming off and on for almost 5 years, and didn't really switch to PC until August last year is when I made the switch. Go for it. You have literally no reason not to stream. Will you grow? Maybe, maybe not. Go in with the expectations probably low in terms of growth. You're not there at the beginning to grow. You're there to sort of learn how to stream, be able to entertain, consecutively, talk to a camera, talk to a chat, while also still focusing on a game or whatever it is you're doing. Honestly, I think starting out with a game that doesn't require a lot of attention, like if you're on a console, because you can't really do just chatting very well on a console. So maybe a game, obviously Minecraft's always a big one, something that just you can turn your attention, your brain off for, and then just look at chat and respond to the chat when you do get people. Because early on, you want to be able to respond to everyone. That's how you start to build, your beginning following. People will get interested in you, maybe the games you play. I did Siege, which was a terrible idea to start out when I started taking it a bit more seriously. Then I switched to games like Sea of Thieves, where there's a lot of downtime, so I can talk to chat. And obviously a Minecraft server, a lot of downtime as well, whenever I'm just mining or whatever. So look for a game like that, where you can balance the game and talking to chat. as you develop skills in that sort of aspect. And as you start to grow and push towards affiliate, then you can start to, branch out. If you're on PC, it's even easier because you can just do just chatting if you really want to. Maybe start a podcast. And everyone has a podcast nowadays. I would also like to add, you don't have to always have a webcam. There's obviously VTubers are a thing, or you can just not have either, just not have a webcam. I will say, typically from what I see, people watch more if you have a webcam or some sort of way to show that like you're interacting. As for people who don't want to speak, I'm gonna be honest, you're never going to grow, and if that's what you're there to do, you will never grow. I didn't speak for the first 2 years I did Twitch off and on, and by the time I was done, I was still only at like 7 followers. It wasn't until I started talking, at least, that I had some traction towards affiliate. So, that's just something to take away. You're definitely going to have to talk. I'm going to be honest. Webcam, though, or anything like that, is more optional, although it's likely your audience will build a better parasocial relationship with you, which sucks for them. But, if you want to grow, let's be honest, that's how you do it nowadays. To wrap things up, though, should you start streaming? Yeah, why not? You have no reason not to. If you don't want to rock a webcam or anything like that, that's okay. I would recommend speaking, because if you don't, it's just a pain to respond via text, and most people will click off within a few minutes, if not sooner. As for where you should stream, Twitch is, unfortunately, still the best spot. Although, if you're going to start streaming, I will say this. There's free editing software to DaVinci Resolve. Upload clips to TikTok, YouTube, everywhere else. That's where you'll get your growth. Twitch doesn't give a flying fuck about you. I'm just being brutally honest. They don't have to. Their top 100 makes them most of their money probably from Twitch. So they do not care about you, and they never will. Unless you get to that point, they never will. YouTube really doesn't either. But at least on YouTube, there's more chance for growth. YouTube Shorts, TikTok clips, Twitter if you want to post in there, Instagram or whatever. That is what you need to do for growth. And make high quality videos if you want to. You don't have to do videos. Would recommend clips. And maybe a VOD channel so people can go back and watch your VODs, because Twitch deletes them after 14 days or 60 days if you have Prime or are partnered. So that's my advice on that. I hope I was able to help at least a little bit. If not, and if you have more questions, the comments are there. My Twitter DMs are open. You can email me too if you prefer that. If you have a specific scenario or something you want me to sort of give any advice I can or answers to, be sure to send it in one of those 3 ways as well. Thank you guys for watching. Subscribe to this channel. Maybe subscribe to the gaming channel, aka my man channel. And I'll catch you guys in the next one.